Hey, welcome.
Good morning. Or good
Hey,
afternoon, sorry.
good afternoon. Hey, I'm
Good
on morning
afternoon.
time too. Don't you worry about that. Right. Welcome to Safer Internet Day / Children's Mental Health Week. Good to see you all. Hey, there's 120 schools on here, Paul. What do you think about that?
Fantastic. It's great to see so many schools on trying to do some digital kind of work in the curriculum. It's brilliant.
Exactly. How many Weetabix do you have this morning, Paul? You're going to need them all.
2.
I went for 2.5. There you go. I'm winning. Right. Good to see you all. My name's Dom. I'm from Adobe. I'm with Paul. Paul is a legend. Tell them all, Paul, why you're a legend.
I wouldn't go that far, but I'm Paul. I am from Northern Ireland. I work for a company called the Nair Centre, and we do loads of digital fun stuff. They make learning fun.
Good stuff. Right. Let's get right into it. Let me get my pages ready. Right. Okay. So what we're doing today, well, we've got the Digital Leaders Challenge. Well, actually, there's 3 challenges. Count them all. 1, 2, 3. And we are going to do them using Adobe Express, of course. So you can access this page. I sent it out to all the teachers. If you've got a copy of it, if you've got it on your device, whatever it is, that's great. If you haven't got it, don't worry about that. It's absolutely fine. You can follow along anyway. Just keeping things a little bit simpler. But how do they access this page if they haven't got it straight up on the screen with them now? Well, you can go to that short link, bit.ly/FebExpress. If you can't access short links, then hopefully you've got a copy. But if you've got an iOS device, you've got an iPad, for example, Paul, show them what to do. What do you have to do with that crazy thing on the screen?
So what you have to do is you simply just have to go to your camera, open up your camera app, and then it will automatically open up this web page for you in Safari or Chrome or whatever your internet browser is. It's as simple as that.
Sweet. Nice one, Paul. Right. Comments are rolling in. Yes, Miss Laverty. Hello from New Row Year 4. Good stuff. Love to see it. If you can put some comments in the chat, that's great. You can ask us questions and stuff like that. Maybe not what we had for breakfast because we've already said that. But if you've got anything that's vaguely related to what we're doing, we can always help with that too. So what are we going to do today? Let's have a quick look. We're going to do challenge 1. It's a graphic design one. We're going to create a magazine cover all about Safer Internet Day with a few timely bits of advice. We're going to create a video for Children's Mental Health Week, which is going to have a Safer Internet Day theme, which is cool. And then we're going to put it all together into like a portfolio, like a digital portfolio, like you're a media professional. So what have we got here? Oh, Miss Covia. Brilliant. There she is. We've got loads of people coming in here. Oh, who's this? Hello from Claremont School. It's Slats. I mean, Mr. Slattery, of course. We've got Mount Stewart. We've got Colwyn Bay. Love a bit of Colwyn Bay. St. Bridget's. Churchill class from Cheam Park. Oh, Mr. Barton Shaw. He's never far away. Mr. McChesney. Mrs. McChesney, sorry. Glenn Craig. Integrated PS. Hollywood. No, I know that's Northern Ireland, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, your showbiz over there. Ever since the came out, you're all showbiz. We've got Cheam Common again, Common Juniors. Laura Smith, she's famous. She's our most famous face so far. There we go, Miss Wiltshire, good stuff. Court Rawlin, I'm going to say that one. I think I got that right. Parks class, Tring School. Blimey, there's just too many. Thornfield House. Bellingham Middle School, that's up in the northeast, isn't it? Roth, North Wales. And Paul, that's one for you. Can you say that one?
That's St. Pius and Matterfeld.
Brilliant. I knew you were here for something. Brynaman Primary School, South Wales. And Rhinos, the Rhinos. What is going on? No idea. You got Rhinos in the class. North America class, Emmaville Primary. I thought you were from North America there. Good afternoon from Spain. Blimey, there's all sorts of stuff going on here. Thank you very much. We really do appreciate that. The comments, actually, it really does make a difference. So thank you very much for that. Right, let's crack on because we don't want to waste any time. First thing we're going to do is a banging internet safety magazine cover. I wrote that in a while ago. I kind of regret it now, but hey, never mind. Right, couple of things you might need here. There's a text example. This is just so that you don't have to make up words. We want you to spend your time using Adobe Express. So that is your kind of words that you're going to use are here. Good to see lots of people. You can see them all at the top. We've got an anonymous. Oh, I don't even know how to say that. An armadillo. There we go. A bat, an anteater. Right. We've got all sorts of weird creatures in the dock at the moment. So if you want to use that, you can click on that button, or you can use that QR code, as Paul said, get the camera app out, put it on there, and then you'll be able to. Do you have to tap, or does it go straight automatically?
Depends on the device. Some devices, it'll be a link. You tap. I think iOS opens up automatically.
Right. Got you. And then also there's a button down here. It says use the template. Okay. Now that's just kind of shortcut to getting a template up. Now you can click that if you can. If you can't, then the short link is bit.ly/SFI. Save for internet. It's actually not SFI. I changed that. Try SFI template. Actually, it should be SID template. So try that one, SID template. But your teacher should be able to help out with that, right? And then that button will take you through to this here, which is a template we're going to use for today. Now, I will show if you can press on remix the design and you've got that link up here, that's great. You just crack on with it. If you need to find it because you can't actually use like a short link or you haven't got access to that page, best way of finding it is by searching Enterprise Magazine cover, and it comes up first one. Okay, well, it should come up first one. It might come up, slightly further down the page, but generally any sort of magazine cover where you've got like a couple of bits of text like that powder one there, or the Voyage one. There's a good travel one somewhere. The goggles one's pretty good. Anything like that works. Okay. So when you've got your template by whichever means necessary, whether it's using the short link, it's bit.ly/SID template, or you can try SFI template, which was the spelling error I did, or you can just click start from here and it will take you through to this. Okay. That's what we're going to work with today. Right. Paul, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick it over to you shortly, but I've just realized in my notes, I've got a couple of things to say before I do. People who complete their challenges, at least 2 out of 3 challenges, you can get swag, free swag. Paul, what do you think about that?
Free swag. Swag is always good. And I have some swag, and the swag is really cool. So
good man. Swag is really cool. So I'll be pestering your teachers after this, and then you can pester them and say, hey, I completed 2 out of 3 challenges at least, or I completed all 3. And then I'll send you some swag. And also, if you're a digital leader, I can send you extra swag. And that just means you're going to teach in other classes, so you deserve some extra swag. That's what digital leaders are all about. And also, follow along with us. All right? Doesn't matter what device you're on, follow along with us. Don't feel like you have to keep up, okay? Because we're giving you plenty of time to have a go yourselves, okay? But we will be demonstrating things on screen, so try and do it at the same time of us. But if you slow down a bit, that's absolutely fine, because we're always going to revisit stuff in between myself and Paul. And then at the end of our demo, we're going to give you about 5 or 6 minutes to crack on and complete whatever work you need to do. Okay, right. Enough jibber jabbering from me. Let's get on with it. So I'm going to go from my template search. You might have clicked the button. It's going to open up like this. But Paul is going to show us exactly how you would start on an iPad, and then roughly we're at the same point. All right, Paul, kicking it over.
No problem. Okay, guys. So it is slightly different on the iPad. So for the 3 challenges today, we need 3 separate apps: Adobe Express, Spark Page, and Spark Video. So the first one that we are going to open is Adobe Express. But just before that, I just want to show you these. This is the Digital Leaders Challenge. This is the button that Dom has created for the template. So we click on that. If we scroll down, we can click Remix This Design. And then what that does is that automatically brings it straight into the app that we want. So if you can do it that way, that's great. And then we can just click on Remix This Template. And then that will open then for us, ready to go. But if you haven't got it like that, if we click on Adobe Express, it will open up on our home page. And then at the top, we can search for the templates the same way that Dom did. So Enterprise Magazine cover.
Let's see if the templates are playing ball today.
Fingers crossed. They didn't play ball last week, but
they didn't. It's not in the first row.
It's not in the first row. But guys, as Dom said, if you scroll down, You can choose any template like this one here. We kind of cool above deck. We've got the Jazz magazine cover. Anyone there would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just go to my projects. This is the one. And then all we do is hit on edit.
Cool. Right.
And that is us then ready to begin.
Nice. Nice one, Paul. Right. Let's start off. What are we going to do here? Well, let's start by taking away things that I'm not that interested in. You might be interested in them. You can keep them in, but this is what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to press, just click on issue 111 there. Okay. Now I could just press delete straight away. Let's get away from that net promoter score. I could just press delete straight away and it will get rid of it. But what I'm actually going to show you is a little shortcut is if I press shift on my machine or on my keyboard even, and then click June edition as well, it selects both of them. You can kind of see that there. And then I'm just going to delete them both. That's all I want to do. Right. I'm going to replace this in a little bit, but let me just start by making some changes here. So instead of enterprise, I'm going to put digital leaders. Right, now, a couple of things I can do here. That little score thing just won't go away. Now, let's just say 10. Okay, submit. Right, there we go. It's gone now. Brilliant. Right, now go to explore more and on your font recommendations. You can change your font here. Now, that's an easy way to do it as well, and just scroll through and see that one's quite cool. Is it Arbortech Ultra? Another, oh, yeah, like it. Right, so I'm into that. So I'm going to keep it. If I want to, I can explore more font and recommendations by like showing more down here. Just click show more anytime you want to see some more. Actually, that one's quite cool as well. So you can just scroll through and just, click whichever one you want. And then here, instead of your local business magazine, I don't think so. It's going to be called Safer Internet Day 2023. Okay, now, what can you do with this text? Well, with any piece of text, you can stretch it out and make it bigger. So I might make this one bigger. And let me show you how to censor it. I mean, I'm making it out like I know exactly, like I'm doing something really cool here, but it does it all for you. You see the little pink line there? That means bang on, dead on, as they might say in Northern Ireland. Dead on, dead on censor. Sorry, Paul, that's a terrible joke. And then I just love the accent. I love it. And then you can see on mine, you might be able to see. Now, if you're in the remix template, I took this little section away. Actually, it's got like, you can see it, but if I drag it across, it's got this kind of shape on there. And what they've done is they've put a white shape on there and lowered down the opacity. So if you're working from the template direct, then you might need to delete that. And I'm going to delete that right now because I want to see the template in all its glory. I want to see that photo in all its glory because that's the first thing we're going to do to make things look snazzy. Okay, so I'm going to click it. Now, obviously, that image has kind of got nothing to do with what we're doing. We're doing Safer Internet Day. So with it selected, I'm going to press replace. You can see replace in the top right there. Right. And then it pulls up the Adobe stock stuff. Now, this one's from Kuala Lumpur, which is in Malaysia. So we don't want that. So I'm just going to put something like digital. See what happens. Right. All sorts of crazy digital stuff going on in here. And you can just scroll through until you find one that you like. I mean, you might think, oh, I like that one. And then you might look at it on the big screen then and think, actually, no, not into that particularly. So you've still got replace selected. You can see it up there. So you can just go through again. If just make sure that one is selected. And then maybe I'll try and find something else. This one's quite cool. Right, now it's put it in there. But on the left-hand side in the little preview, it had a finger like tapping the screen. And I can't see that now. The reason is because I just need to drag it over because that image is landscape, and which means it's kind of letterbox style. And we're using a portrait, which is kind of the stand-up style. So I'm going to take it in there. Now it's got a filter on. You can see the filter in there. And it's like a matte filter. Now you can cycle through these things. That's quite cool, actually. Quite like that. Or you can lighten it or darken it, for example. Now, using the darken one, you kind of lose the text a little bit. Maybe I'll use lighten. Yeah, quite like that. But just have a play around. That's what it's about. You don't have to follow what we're doing. Just play around and see what you think. Right. Now that we've got a new image and new text, Paul will show you how to do that on an iPad. So if you need some extra help, watch Paul. It's kind of similar. And otherwise, we'll crack on. There we go, Paul.
There we go. Okay, so like Dom said, on the iPad, it's just very slightly different. We don't have our access to a keypad and things like that. But if we do tap on issue 111, we can select multiple at the bottom.
Yeah,
and
nice.
That means then I can select then the June edition. And then what I can do then is I can hit next and then delete both of them there like that. So just like holding shift. Now, I can click on my image, and to replace my image, I've got the replace button at the bottom left corner here. I just hit replace, and I must select Adobe stock photographs, because on the iPad, it gives me the options to click all of the videos and files on my iPad. So Adobe stock photos, and then we'll search for digital in here, just like Dom. And we'll scroll. There we go. So we have the same image there as Dom as well. So I'll choose that. And then at the top right, we hit add one. There we go. So it's done. Now, simply just using my finger, I can drag this along as well, just to move it into position. If I click on it as well, what I can do is at the bottom, you'll see edit, adjust, looks, and enhance. I can hit on looks, and that gives me all of my different filters, just like Dom, and I can scroll through all of them, just like so, and hit lighten. There we go. Great.
I quite like the text geotone stuff as well on there. I think that can often be quite cool.
The geotone is quite cool as well. Yeah, it's the geotone one. Now, with the filters, if I hit the filter again, that's like a double tap on the filter. I can just choose these geotones and just change the kind of colors around there. So something like that.
Yeah, that's
kind of like that one. Now, just for the text, guys, just before I throw back to Dom, I can click on the text. I can. Then once you see you've got a pencil at the bottom right of your, or bottom left of your screen, that'll allow you to edit the text. So I'll just write in digital leaders. Oh, done. Okay, and then I can then scroll along. I can adjust all the different color effects. And if I just go to the secondary style, I can change the color. Oh, is it not letting me change the color? Sorry, done.
Yeah, I think it's got one, isn't it? You could change the fonts on those as well, couldn't you? If you select that,
yeah.
If you select that in that top, and just next to edit on the left.
Yep, the font is there, so the fonts are all along there. You can change the font to whatever font that you want. Just see, I'm going to choose this font here. I kind of like that one. And I'll just put my text back in. And guys, that's how you do the text. It's very similar.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Well, I'll take that back if that's all right. Oh, cool. Nice. Look at that. That's worked out really nice. So Paul will do the same with your slogan. You can put in Safer Internet Day if you want, or whatever it is. But let me take it back and show you a couple of things. Now, if I wanted to use if I made it darker, for example, I use the darken filter. I might think, you know what? I can't really see my text here. Well, one thing you can do is just select the text, and you can do things like put an outline on it. Now, the outline currently is black. Now, if I change that to white just by selecting the kind of color palette there you see here, and if I change that to white, then it just makes it stand out a little bit. You can do that if you want, if you're using a darker image, because you don't necessarily use the same images as Paul and myself. And then on Safer Internet Day, you can do things like add a shape or a shape, and then there it is. It's in there, and then you can reduce the opacity of it to make it a little bit more subtle if you like. I'm 50% is pretty good, and again, that just makes it stand out. Now, I happen not to really be into that darken filter on this particular image. Maybe I'll go for something like that, and you can have a little playthrough. That's kind of nice. I like that. Now, here's where we're going to do something cool. Okay, you see you've got this little kind of logo at the top. Well, I'm going to get rid of that, but I want to put a logo in, and the logo I want to put in is, let me take it away from here and go to Safer Internet Day. There we go. Safer Internet Day logo, in fact. Let's go here. Now, I'm going to go into my images. Now, this is really similar. This is really similar on the iPad, isn't it, Paul?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So rather than so you can select any of these these images. Now, I tend to think the first one is good because it had, you see the way it's got this kind of checkerboard background. That means that the background is transparent. So when you bring that in, it won't have like a white background, because some of them will have a white background like these. You can see it's a solid white color. That one's not got it, actually. That's quite a good one. That's just the same, kind of flipped around. So you can choose any of these. Now, 2 ways to do it. You can, if you're, I'll be interested to see if this works on the iPad, actually. You can copy the image, and then I could just go into Express and then press Control V or paste, or right click and paste or whatever. And then that image comes straight in, and I can resize it just by taking the little corners. And then again, I'm looking for the dotted line, which means that it's centered. Yeah, there it is. See that the difference between the pink, or the pink center line and the green center line is pink is centered on the page, and the green one is centered with the text. So they're very, very slightly different. There's a little bit of an alignment thing, but you can't actually see it with the naked eye, so that's fine. Now, the other way to do it is I could right click it and go to Save Image As. And let me just put this on my desktop. It's called Hero Image for whatever reason, don't know why. If I click Save, right, you can see it's downloaded to my computer there. And then I could go into Express, go to Photos, upload photo. Don't forget, I put it on my desktop. So there it is, Hero Image. And then just click Open. And it's the same. It'll go in there. So there's 2 ways to do it. But I just did it by copying and pasting, or you can save it. Paul, can you give us see what that's like on the iPad, please?
Yeah. So on the iPad, you want to go to either Safari or Google Chrome, depending on what you're using. I'm using Google Chrome. We'll just search for our image, and we choose our image like so. Once it's there, we can hold our finger on the image, and we'll see if the copy image works. I don't think it does, because I don't think that the app gives us a paste.
Yeah, I don't think it does, actually.
What we do is we save the image. So we just hit save image. I'm going to see if copy works just while we're here. And then we go back to Adobe Express. What we do from there is
go here to put it in, like to paste it. I don't know what you do here.
See, that's what I mean. There is no option to paste on the app. But if we click on the shape, what I can do then is I can hit replace. Oh, sorry, not replace. We have to delete it.
Yeah, because I've done that before and it doesn't quite work that well, does it?
Yeah. And then we hit add, and we want to add a photo. Okay, so we go to photos, and then from your photo library this time, okay, because it's now saved on my iPad. So I click on photo library, and you'll see it's there. Okay, so you see it's saved there. Okay, now there is a cartoon that we were doing on the Holocaust. That's why that image was there.
No worries.
And then all we do is we just size it down, guys, and we just place it in. Okay, so we just place that in where we want it, and you can see just like on the desktop, the lines allow you to just center things up as well. So perfect.
Very nice. Just a quick shout out. There's a couple of classes who can't load templates. Don't worry about that. I'll show you in a couple of minutes how you can start from scratch. It's really easy. And if there are any digital leaders out there who also want to start from scratch, I'll show you. So keep going. Right. I'll take that back if you want, and then we'll do the text at the bottom. Good man.
Cool.
Right. So here's where you might want to take things like your text from this template. So the first one is online sharing. So we're going to put 3 bits of digital advice. So it's not new deals. Here we can put in something like online sharing. Now, if you want to, you can make that into all capitals, for example. That might look good. But just for speed, I'll keep it as lowercase. So I'll take internet arguments. So here's just a few things that you might want to think about when you're doing stuff for say for Internet Day. And then the other one is sleep and screens. I don't know what you're like, Paul, but I am terrible with having screens on too late. What are you like?
Yeah, I'm pretty bad myself. Pretty bad.
I can definitely feel the difference as well. So it's always better to, and you can resize things like that, but it's always better to get rid of screens before you sleep. That's for sure. So it's dead easy to just go in and replace text. You just select it and then paste in the text you need, or even just type it in. And then here is where you just grab your bits of advice. So the first bit, I'll select what's there already, and then I will paste it in You see, and it does a really good job of just resizing it how you might want. Now, you can play with these boxes because I would quite like it if it didn't have that just word on its own at the end. And then you can play with, aligning it there. So that one's worked quite well. And then, so that first one was be respectful. Don't share something if you wouldn't share about yourself. Keep yourself to yourself too. That's always a good thing. You don't want to be telling the world about you. And then the next one is never respond in the heat of the moment and try not to get pulled into one like an internet argument. Online fights never end well, so steer clear. That includes like emails and stuff like that. Sometimes they can get a bit shirty, so sometimes it's best to just give someone a ring. That's probably easier. Or wait till you see them in person. And then the next one, sleeping screens. This is advice from me and Paul. So we can get rid of those bags under our eyes and then paste it in there. Reduce these risks by avoiding screens in the hour before bed. Now, what you can see here is that the text is a lot bigger here. So what I might do is start playing around with that box and it will reduce automatically the size of the font. Now that I'm quite happy with that. And then I'm going to, just move it ever so slightly. And there you go. Bang. It's aligned perfectly. Right. What I'll do is I'll get Paul to show that bit as well. And then we'll show you how to share. And then after that, anyone who can't load a template, I'll show you how to start from scratch.
Cool. Okay, so guys, on the iPad, what we want to do is we want to go back to our Google Chrome or Safari. If you have the digital leaders page, the text example button is at the top. You just hit that and it will open up on a new tab. I have it open here. And what we want to do is just highlight the piece of text that we want. So I want this piece of text. Just hit copy, go back to Adobe Express, and then we will click on the piece of text we want to replace. So I want to replace this piece of text here. We must hit edit. It'll open it up, and then we simply just hold our finger on the iPad, paste will pop up, and hit done on the top right of your screen, and then it's pasted in. And just the same as the desktop, we can size this around, we can move it just to change it. But you must remember to hit done at the bottom. If I don't hit done, it'll disappear. So hit done, and that's it.
Yeah, that's a handy one, that, because sometimes you lose the work, don't you?
Yeah. So yeah, it's as simple as that. And then another thing that we can do is we can click on it and we can just change the color. So I can change the text color. Let's say I wanted this a nice bright orange or a blue or something. The black with my background stands out well, so I'll just keep it nice and black and clear.
Yeah.
There we go. And that's pretty much it, guys. It's easy as that.
Perfect. All right, let me grab it back. And then the way that you share in the browser compared to the iPad, ever so slightly different, but very, very similar. Now, definitely give it a title. I'll put Safer Internet Day magazine. There you go. I'll do that one. And then the reason why I do that is so that it's easier for you to find your work in your projects later. Okay, it's important that, because otherwise you'll just have a million projects all called my project, and it'll be absolute nightmare to try and find it. So here you can press download. Now, if you hover over them, it says best for graphics, a PNG, best for photos. Well, we've got a photo in, but generally this is like a graphic. And then if you want to print, PDF is always good. But I'm going to keep it a PNG. Start download, and you'll see on my machine, it'll come down at the bottom here. There it is. And it's giving it the project name. Okay. So that's how you download the image. And then the next thing to do would be to share, publish. And then you can share via Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, whatever you like. But I'm going to show you how to share it via a link. And actually, I would really like you to do this today, because it would be great to see some work from you as well. So that, it's going to need to publish again. Let me go and just refresh the page. Sometimes that does happen, which is a little bit annoying, but just refresh it or open up the project again. And then when we go in, fingers crossed it's going to work this time. And then press share, publish, link. It's getting it ready. It's getting it ready. It's going to do it. I'm sure it's going to do it. And then you can share this link with, your teacher, your fellow students, put it in your school magazine. Oops, it's gone wrong again. But that's how you do it. Okay. And it should pop up with a link. Okay. Just do it yourselves for now, and that's absolutely fine. Paul, can you show them on yours how to do that?
Yeah, okay, so guys, there's a couple of things that I want to highlight with the sharing on the iPad. First thing we're going to need to do is we want to download this as an image to our iPad, because we're going to need that for our third challenge. At the top right of your screen, you can see it. There is an arrow pointing up and an arrow pointing down. So we want to download it. That's the arrow pointing down. If you click on that, it'll say preparing your project. Okay, that's it. Save to camera roll. That's that done. So if I open up now my photos on my iPad or on my tablet, it will be saved there. Next one is this one, preparing your project. It's the arrow pointing up. This is where we want to share our project. Okay, so we can click shareable template and then prepare our project, and then that will share then the link.
Nice.
Okay,
let me get a little share ticker up where you can share your work. Okay, maybe there's a little bit of an issue going on at the moment, but don't worry about that.
My internet's not been playing ball today, but we can also hit save image as well there, and that will save to camera roll. Now that's all we really need today. Let's see now if it's going to work for me again.
Yeah,
but if we click on the Adobe Express, that's the one that will give us the link. Okay, yeah. So yours should work. Mine just doesn't seem to be playing ball today.
Yeah. Oh, you
copy to clipboard
through. Nice.
There we go. So mine's just copy to clipboard. So that means if I go to my Google Chrome, what I can do is I can paste. If it pastes in here for me, paste the link in. Okay, and then my design should pop up here. There we go. So there's my design. Nice.
Now. Actually, mine's done it now as well, which is cool. Well, there's the two ways of doing it. Same with mine. Mine are published in the end. And then if I go and open it up in a browser, there it is in all its glory. Nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a bit of music on so that you can work on yours. For people who need some help with starting from scratch, you can watch me. And let me just put the music on. And we'll give you about 6 minutes just to work through your own. And then if you can, share your work. You can do that anonymously at that link there, and then we can give people shout outs for good work and stuff like that. Okay, right, so crack on. And in the meantime, if you need to start from scratch, let's go. Okay, now all the steps are really similar. Right, this time I'm going to go to the plus here. I'll go to custom size graphic, and I'll probably do it for print. Probably use A4 because that's like the standard size for like a magazine. And then, well, now that's highlighted, I can just click next. And so it's very different from a template because obviously you just get a blank screen. So first things first, let's get a photo in there. So exactly the same as before, you know, when I had this one and the background, you know, I could search for something like digital, easy peasy. Now, just to show you how similar it is, I will use the same. I'll use the same setup to show you how easy it is to recreate. And now if I select that, on the iPad, it'll actually say to you beforehand, do you want to add this to a collage or to the background or move freely? I think it is. Like, it'll say add to background or move freely when it pulls.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here you can select it and say add to background. That little checker button there, you can see it just there. Now it's actually put it in quite a handy position for me, which is good. Right, so then you want to put text in. And if people who are, you know, catching up, you can use these tips as well. So rather than being able to, you know, just remix this text here, you just put it in from scratch. So here I'll go to add my text. You see that button there? It puts it in there. It says double click to edit. So I can just put digital leaders, right? And then stretch that box out. There you go. And then it's dead easy to make it look exactly like it was before. So I'm going to change the color to black. Now you can use any color in your kind of color wheel here, and you see it'll reflect it in the screen. You see if I move this little slider over, it'll cycle through all those colors. But actually the one I want is black, which means I take the little circle down to the bottom left. Okay. So it says digital leaders up there now. Select the text again. And then this is where you can do things like you know, find more font recommendations down here. That one's quite cool. Explore more. Oh, that one didn't come up before, and I'm liking it. And I'm liking that one even more. So let me stretch it out because it's a little bit thinner. And again, align it. And then for Safer Internet Day, same process. Text, add your text, double click to edit, Safer Internet Day 2023. Now, obviously, it's put it in a bizarre position. Stretch it out so it all goes onto one line. And then you can move it down. And I'm quite glad that Digital Leaders is in caps because this one is in lowercase. Okay. Now, if I wanted to make it stand out, I could change the font. And again, you can change the font by going up in here, for example. What am I going to do? Let's have a little look. Yeah, that's quite cool. Quite like that. And again, you can add shapes to it if you want, just by clicking the little toggle on. And then you can go, top left is white. Okay, so you can move your little circle. You see it changes as you change or as you bring this thing through the different colors. But actually, I'll go for white just to make it stand out. And like on the other one, I think what I'll do is I'll reduce the opacity down, which is the amount that you can see through that shape. Bring it down to about 50, just to make sure that we don't lose it. So that's all good. Now, again, if you wanted Safer Internet Day, if you're on a browser, you can copy the image and then just paste it straight in. Or I've already saved it by right-clicking, Save Image As. And then if I go back here, now I can press, it's Control and V or Command and V. It's Control, most people will be on Windows, I guess. And then I've got my little Safer Internet dude or dudette there, whatever it is. And then I can position it at the top. Always align, always good to align. Right, now for the box bit at the bottom, you see this bit here. That's dead easy to do that. So let me show you, just get a shape, right? And then I'll just choose a square there, that's fine. Now it pops it in, and that's not looking very good, is it? But if I click it, and then drag it out, right, this is gonna be my shape at the bottom. Change the fill. Gonna change that to white. All right, it's looking a bit more similar now. And then reduce that opacity down. Let's have a look at the other one. Yeah, pretty similar, I would say. And then in order to put your text in, all you need to do is, I mean, maybe what I might do is grab all of it. See if this works actually. Go to text. You can add your text in. It'll give you a box to double click, edit. I've pasted all of my text in, blimey. Not sure I'd do that again, but anyway, I can cut this stuff, right? And then I've got a box that I can start working with. Let's drag it right down to here. Right, this is kind of working. So you could, let me just do it all in one, just for ease for now, really. Put it all in one. I don't really like the fonts on that. You can't really read it, can you, Paul?
Not at all, no. Too small a font.
Not at all. Easy going. That's better, isn't it? You see that?
That's better.
There you go. And then I'll center it. I think that's good. So I'll do that for one of them. And then I tell you what is a handy tip here, actually, is that what you could do here is with that selected, you could press your little duplicate button. And what it'll do is give you the exact same style, exact same shape. And then if I center that one in the middle, you can see that's the dotted lines helping me center that. And then just go back and get my second section. And then go into the edit text box. Highlight it all and paste in your new one. So it'll get a bit funky with sizes and stuff like that, but you can play around and put it pretty much. Just make sure it's centered again. There you go. I'm happy with that. That's worked out quite nicely. And then again, what you can do is duplicate that and then just put it in the position of the third piece. Now that I think I'm quite happy with where that's sitting. And then here you just get sleeping screens, copy it, and then paste it in there. And then again, if you want to make it a little bit, more similar to the other bits of text. This has got more text in it, so it will be a slightly smaller font, but then you can make it align really nicely. And actually what I find is it can be easy to align things just using your arrow tools, which not quite as easy on the iPad maybe.
Not really, no.
Not quite as easy. But there you go. Now, last thing I will show you is we've got these little lines down here. And that's quite nice to kind of break up the sections. So again, you go into shapes. And then you just click line. And then you want something like this one here. You see this one here? In the more shapes on the first row. Now let's put it in as a yellow line. No idea why it's done that. So let's make it black. That's the first thing. And then what I think I'll do is I'll spin it. There we go. And then start making it the kind of size. Ooh. Right, this one's an interesting one. So what I might need to do with this one is, because it won't go down smaller than that, I'll kind of pop it top to bottom on that box. That looks okay. Maybe nudge it up ever so slightly. There you go. And then I could duplicate that. And then again, you know, use your arrows to just section off those sections ever so slightly. Do you know what I might do is, you know, reduce the opacity of it so it's not so bold as well. And then that might make it,
yeah.
What was this one? This one I reduced it to 28. You can see there, 28. So on this one here, I'll reduce that one to 28 as well. And then they'll be exactly the same. And then if you're a little bit of a perfectionist like me, there you go. That kind of works. What do you think of that, Paul?
That looks pretty cool, Tom.
Yeah, it looks all right, doesn't it? I mean, I think with these boxes, you might want to separate the title with the kind of bit of advice you've got. That might make it look a little bit better. But then once you've got that, same again. So like this could be Safer Internet Day, Scratch, because we started this one from scratch. And then here's how you download it again. Download. And then it downloads to my computer with SID Scratch in the title there. And then again, press share, publish, Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, or click link. Hopefully it's going to work first time this time. And then we'll see. And then we'll take a look at other people's work, see what they've got coming in. Let's have a go. Yeah, nice. So then I can put that into a browser if I want. There you go. And I've got my two side by side here. That one and that one. I think I probably prefer the first one. What do you think?
I like the second one.
Yeah,
I like that one.
I think this font's a bit dodgy. I mean, and actually this is a good way to show people. If you wanted to change this font to something that, you know, that wasn't quite as scripty, maybe I'll choose one of these font recommendations. And then, ooh, here's a cool thing you could do. Press this little button up here, the spacing, and then you could stretch out the letter spacing so they sit sort of further apart from each other. Align it again. And now that I've made that change, Paul, $1 million question here. What do I have to do next?
You just have to reshare it because you need to update the link.
Yes, share, publish, click link again. And then what will happen is, let's have a go. Yeah, now it's there. Now it's the same link as before. So look what happens here. If I refresh this page, keep an eye on that text, Safer Internet Day text. Yeah, it's changed. So anytime you want to make some changes, you want to push out those changes to the link. That's what you need to do. Right.
But it's great because you don't need to share the link with the same people over and over again. So that's a good feature with Adobe Express.
Yeah, for sure. Right, let's get some work coming in. Got loads of stuff coming in. Right, let's get right down to the bottom. Okay, blimey. We've got loads. Right, one thing I am going to show very quickly is, if I zoom in here, you see this kind of link here. The really long ones. What you've done there is you've given us your link from your browser. No one else can see that because you have to press share and publish and create a link. That's the only way you can share it with people. Okay, let's open up a few of these. Okay, let's get going. I have to skip past all of those links where the link is too long. Let's get going and let's see what we've got from people. There we go. Let's load some up so we can see. Okay, let's see if we can get some other schools. Richmond, there we go. Who's that going to be? Durban. Oh, Durban, that post didn't work. That's another long link there, you see. LGFL, I wonder who that is. I wonder who Mary Immaculate. Right, let's have a look through some of these. Nice, look at that.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, it's good. You see, on this, I think you might have screenshotted the Safer Internet Day. You could select that and then find the remove background tool.
Yeah.
And that will take that away. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Whoa.
Colors in that one are very good.
Yeah, they are cool, aren't they? Together for a better internet. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look at that. I know you've still got to put your text in, but that is pretty cool. I'm really into that. Yeah. Cool. I think what you've done there is you put a shadow on digital leaders, but because the shadow is the same color as the text, it kind of duplicated it. Maybe you can change the color of the shadow on that. That would be cool. Yeah, nice. Same with the remove background tool. Select that image and see if you can use remove background tool. That's nice. And on this digital leaders at the top, maybe give it like a white outline. Maybe that would work well. Yeah, nice. Like that. Done well. Yeah, very cool. It's got a bit of animation in. I wonder what the animation does. Yeah, it just changes the colors. That's pretty cool. Like it. There's the same one there before. Yeah, ICT. Yeah, that's good use. That's good. I mean, they've got the structure sorted. It doesn't matter about the text and things like that. But again, on that mobile phone, you could use the remove background tool. Very nice. See if you can stretch out that box at the bottom so that it goes all the way to the end. That would be cool. Right. I'm happy with that. Let me just, while people are still finishing off, let me show people how to use that remove background tool. And it's the same, I think, on the iPad. But if I went to something like, I don't know, put logo in, something like that, I wonder what it's going to give me. Is there anything in here where it might? I'm trying to think what the best one would be. What can I search for here, Paul, to give me? Do you know what? Maybe I'll just put person. Right.
Yeah,
okay.
just any person there. Yeah.
So say like this is an image where you want to remove that background. Right. She's looking suspicious there. What you can do is just have it selected and hit remove background tool. I wonder, Paul, if you can show it on the iPad as well. So
yeah,
all you have to do is click remove background. It'll do a spinny thing, and then you wait. Hey, nice. You see? And now removed the entire background, and I can just put it there. Like, what's this person doing? Nice. Paul, do you want to give that a go as well?
Yeah. So on the iPad there, I've downloaded the Safer Internet Day logo, but it happens to have a white background because it's not a PNG.
Gotcha.
Now, if you go to edit, you'll just see the option down at the bottom that says remove background. And like magic, it's gone. There we go.
Nice.
So it removes the background, and there's my logo, just the same as before. Now, guys, that remove background tool is fantastic. You know, I've actually challenged it and removed very busy backgrounds. So give it a go. Super easy.
It is very easy. Right. Let me just give me a sec, and we'll crack on with the next bit of work. Okay. So here we go. Right, so we've done challenge 1. Let's get rid of that music. Got me absolute bananas now. Right. Thanks for sharing your work. Really appreciate it. Don't worry if you haven't finished. There's not an exam. You don't have to finish in time. That's absolutely fine. Next thing we're going to do is do some video editing. Create a video for Children's Mental Health Week. There's a template of an example text if needed. There's a short link for it. This one actually makes sense this time. It's bit.ly/example MHT. Mental health template MHT. Yeah, it did kind of make sense. Maybe not all. But anyway, example text bit.ly/example MHT, mental health text. Right. And that will take you through to this piece of text. Really simple, really short. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this. It's 5 ways to connect offline with others. So it's got children's mental health kind of flavor to it, but it's also got a Safer Internet Day flavor because actually the internet is great. Love the internet, but it's just better seeing people in person. Way better. So I'm going to select that title just so I've got it nice and handy. And then the next thing we're going to do is press the home button in the top left there. You can see it in the top left. And now the challenge is to make a video. So I'm going to press plus, go down to video. And the first thing it's going to do is say, what's your title? I'm going to paste that in there. It's a bit long. Maybe I'll just do 5 ways to connect. Maybe that's a bit shorter. And then I can click next. Right. I know what Paul's going to say about this. Probably same thing as me. What do you think of these templates, Paul?
They're great to get an idea of what they do, but it's always better to start from scratch, I think.
Paul should have been a politician. Never says a bad word. Never says a bad word. Right. I agree. I think they're all right. But start from scratch. Express video is really simple. Like, there's not a lot that those templates are going to do for you, especially if you have actually got some work like we have. You see here, so that you can use. So here, this is your dashboard. You've got your scenes. Me and Paul call them scenes. I actually realize sometimes I call them slides as well, because I suppose it's like a video slideshow. Don't know. Yeah. Some people call them cards, whatever. And the first thing I'm going to do is just show you around the screen quickly. So you've got different layouts. This is really similar on the iPad, isn't it, Paul?
Very similar, yeah.
Yeah. So you'll kind of get two kind of examples, pretty much the same. So follow along with us. Pause as if you need to, but don't feel like you have to be keeping up with us, because you'll get time, like we just did before, to do your own. Right. So you've got different layouts you can choose from. Choose different themes. Paul is a mega fan. He's a mega fan. He loves a bit of mega. I'm a statement fan. Paul's more mega than me, you see. And you can, if you hover over them, they kind of show you kind of transitions. That's what changes. So maybe I'll keep that one. I'm a Liverpool fan, although I wouldn't admit it too much at the moment. But I'll keep it red for now. Paul, you got a team?
I don't watch football at all. I didn't even know the World Cup was on. That's how bad it is.
Do you know what? You're a better man than me. That's brilliant. I love that. Right. And then I'm going to put a photo in the background. Right. And all you have to do is just click and then go to photo. Now here, I'm going to go to connect. I'm just using a keyword to search in my images. Dead easy. And then you can use any of these. I quite like, because I want it to be offline, I'm not going to go with something like that, because that kind of feels online to me. I'm going to go for one where you've got real people, or not real people, plastic people connected by pieces of ink from pens. That'll do. And then you can do things like, zoom in if you want. Don't zoom out too far, because then you get the sides of horribleness. We don't want any of them. And then that's kind of how I'm going to do my title slide. And then I'm going to record my voiceover. Okay, I'm just going to press and hold it, and I'm going to say what's on the screen. See what you see. 5 ways to connect with others. There we go. Now I'm going to take this computer I'm working on here, I'm going to take it off mute very slightly, just for a very short period, because you will get a lot of echo on here. But I just want to prove to you that recorded. 5 connect with others. Oh my days. Right. Terrible reverb. Did you hear that, Paul?
Yeah, it sounds as if you were in outer space. Very godlike.
I won't sound like that on yours. It won't, I promise you. It won't sound like you're in a horror movie, but I just wanted to prove to you that it does actually record. And if you can check out any of the slides by pressing the play button down there. Now, next thing before I kick it back over to Paul is, if you want to put a new scene in, new slide in, new card in, whatever you want to call it, just press the big plus there and it gives you another one. And then I can do something. I can grab this. Now, you don't always have to put text in. Maybe I'll go for a split screen on this one, maybe. And this is where you can put text on one side. I'm going to make it bigger, right? And then it'll, boom, put it big like that. Nice. You don't always have to put text on there if you don't want to. That's fine. But it's just handy because when you record your voiceover like me now, organize regular meetups with friends. It means you can read it off the screen. And then if you want to, delete it afterwards. That's fine. And then here again, I can go for a photo, maybe go for friends, something like that. What are we going to do? This one's good. Yeah, that's fine. And then again, once the spinning has stopped, you can then press your little edit pencil button in the top right here. And then you can do things like zoom in, zoom out, that kind of thing. I'm just going to give that a little bit of time. Paul, would you like to show them how to start that off on an iPad?
Yeah, kick it over, Dom.
Good
okay,
man.
So guys, on iPad, we're not in Adobe Express anymore. We are changing app to Spark Video. So when we click on Spark Video, it opens up. This is your home page. We can get all the templates from the bottom where it says inspiration, or we can just click on the plus and then we can skip to editor. Okay, now you can see it is very similar to what Dom has shown us, just slightly different. We still have all of our different themes and things at the top, so I can choose my theme. I am a mega fan. And if I tap on the little pencil, I can just change the color slightly as well. So I like the orange or the green. I'm going to keep it green today.
What is it about Mega that you love so much, Paul?
It just makes me feel like it's outdoors, and I just love being outdoors. I look like a lumberjack, so you know it just makes me feel like I'm outside.
Hey, you're a lumberjack, and that's okay.
So once you have your theme selected, just hit done, and then it's very similar. So what we're going to do is we just need to jump back to our Chrome, and then we will open up our 5 ways to connect with others. Just like we were doing with the magazine cover, we will copy the text, jump back into Adobe Spark Video, click on the plus, and then you'll see the option then pops up on the right-hand side of your screen. We're going to hit text, hold our finger on, and paste should pop in, paste. So there we go, 5 ways to connect offline with others. Okay, hit done at the top. And then we have a red button instead of a blue button to record. So I'm going to press the red button. 5 ways to connect offline with others. There we go. That's it. Now, that will play. I won't put you through the echo again, but if we want to add the plus to add in another scene, my plus, instead of being on the left, it's on the right this time. Just hit the plus, and then we can go to layout. That'll give us our different layouts. I'll go split screen. I can add my text in on the left or a photograph on the right. Either or, doesn't really matter. If I hit the plus, instead of text this time, I'm going to click on photo. And again, we just are looking for free photographs. That is the Adobe stock photos. And I'll search for friends. There we go. Hit the enter button. And then we've got friends. And I really like this one. Looks like 2 cheeky monkeys. There we go. Great. Just center that up. Hit done. And it's as easy as that. Now, I know that this is organize regular meetups with friends. I can't say that without having the text on screen. Organize regular meetups with friends. There we go. And now whenever I play this back, I can hit play at the bottom left. It will say it. That'll give me a preview of my video. Yeah. It is playing for me, but it won't play for you. Just there we go.
Yeah, Paul's got his bins on. Nice.
Step back. There we go. So I'll fire it back to Dom, and Dom will continue on.
Cool. So different layouts you can choose. I mean, it's really simple. Express Video. I've chosen a caption layout on this one, but you can click them all and just see which one works for you. That would be if it was a full screen. That would be if it was a split screen. And you can flip these split screens around. But I chose the caption one. I thought that was quite cool. And just to show you that you can place text in different places. It's dead easy to. And again, you can zoom in if you want to zoom in on the tatties. My grandma was from Dundalk, and she always used to call potatoes tatties. Is that a thing?
Tatties.
Tatties. There you go.
Tatties. I think it's more Scottish though.
Is it really?
Yeah, tatty scones is potato bread in Scotland. So
tatty scones. There you go. This is a cultural lesson as well as a safer internet day children's mental health lesson. There you go. I didn't know that. That looks nice, doesn't it? Potato chicken. Right. So that's how you do that. One other thing that I will show you, because this one is really simple, is you could phone or write a letter to a friend who you don't see often. And here, maybe I'll go for split screen again. And the reason why I want to do that is because if I put something like an icon on here, and I can put something like phone, there you go, old school phone. Paul's probably too young to remember that.
Unfortunately not.
Looks like the one in my nan's house. Brilliant. I used to love it. And then you can put text or another icon on this side. So you could do, because I'm saying, phone or write a letter. So you could have, two icons side by side, which kind of works out quite nicely. And then again, record your voiceover. Phone or write a letter to a friend who you don't see very often. There you go. So, play around with those. You've got the full screen layout, might be good for the intro slide. You've got the split screen one. You can move things around like the caption and stuff like that. You can do two icons on a split screen and record your voiceover. That's quite a nice way. And then to finish off, you can do anything you like, really. They're just using photos and images for now, I think. But let me show you. If you need to delete a slide, you can always just press the three dots there and delete. Yes, delete slide. And then you can add own credits, made by me, something like that. And you can, increase the size. There we go. And then you see all these work created by, they're all the people who took those photographs who have kindly given us permission to actually use those for free. So I always keep them in there because I think that's a bit of it's a nice thing to do. Make sure they get some recognition. Right. Last thing I'm going to show you, and then Paul might show you a couple of things, is you can change music. So it will automatically, by default, give you some music. I can hear this playing on my other computer now. But if you want to change it, you can just preview different pieces of music by clicking here. This is playing, but I'm not going to put you through the echo. And then when you're happy with the one, if I like this East of the Railroad, click on the text. It'll give you that tick. And that's what you want to do, right? Now, changing the theme, we kind of showed you that. That'll change things like the colors and the transitions and the fonts. But then next thing to do is when you're all done and dusted, you might want to preview it by pressing the play in the bottom left. That'll show you the whole thing. You can preview individual slides by just clicking on the play button in the slide itself. You can see that one there. But then when you're happy, you press share, publish. Now this will do something which it won't do on the iPad. And actually it's pretty handy. You press create link. And this will start working away in the background. Or it will once my computer's decided to wake up from its nap. And then it will end up giving you a link. But in the meantime, it will give you an almost ready link. Maybe I just want to refresh this page, make sure it's still alive. And then that's the link that you need to share with us if you're going to share your work, for example, but also if you're going to share it with other people. Okay. Create link. There we go. You see it's doing this. Here's your almost ready link. And it's given me a link, right? But in the background, it's still publishing the video, and you can see the little progress bar here. It's right at the start. Because if I put my link into a browser, for example, it says we're preparing your video. So it's going to take 2 or 3 minutes to do that. Might be a bit longer if you're all trying to do it at the same time. But here's your almost ready link. And then once that blue bar comes to the end, you'll be ready to share, or it'll be ready for people to view. It's already ready to share. But Paul, it's slightly different on the iPad. Do you want to show them?
It is, yeah, slightly different on the iPad. So on the iPad, if we click share at the top right corner, we can save to camera roll, which I would ask everybody to do. But also we have a copy link to clipboard. So unlike Dom's gives you the link instantly while it loads. Mine doesn't. So if I click the copy link, then I click copy link, it then has to generate the link. Now this can take a bit of time, especially if everybody's using the internet. Mine is going quite fast today, but that last session, Dom, it just didn't work. So it's going quite fast. Once this bar reaches the end, that gives me my link, and that is the link that you want to share with us.
Paul, quick question. Do you know if you came out of that app or, like opened up a different app, would it still be processing in the background?
No, the link stops. It stops processing.
Right.
So I tried that as well.
On that screen.
They have to stay on that screen. There we go. There's my link. And if I go to my browser, I just open up the browser here and open up a new page.
Went really fast, didn't it?
Yeah, it went really fast today. Thank God. Paste it in there. There we go. So it's preparing my video and it should load. Fingers crossed. There we go. So there is my video ready to go.
Yeah, yours has been much faster than mine, actually.
Much faster.
I'll show you
my video.
Yeah, very nice. I'll show you quickly. That's what mine's saying right now. It's, we're still working on making your creation a reality. Come back and check progress later. That's absolutely fine. Now, one thing that I actually forgot to do is I actually just created a new doc and put my video link in there because that'll be handy for the next challenge, the kind of final challenge. And actually my magazine link I could do with that as well, actually. So, there you go. Mine's ready. But if I go back and then open up my magazine link, I'll probably put that into my doc as well because I want to have both of those things to put into a portfolio very, very shortly. So let me press share, publish, grab my link, and then I'm going to put it into my doc. Right. Okay. What I think we'll do is we'll give people, 3 or 4 minutes to crack on and try and get that link sorted. Do let us know in the comments if and when you get your link sorted, but we will just give you a bit of time now in order to get that link together. Because it would be really handy if you to have your links, especially your first and especially your first one. If the video doesn't come through, just have them in a doc somewhere. It'd be really handy because when we put them into the portfolio, we can make things like buttons and links, and it will go out to your work automatically. It's a shame, isn't it, that the video doesn't keep on going if you come out of that app.
It is a shame, but it's just one of them things. That's why on the iPad, when you hit share for both the magazine cover and the video, it's good to save them directly to your iPad. Because for the next challenge, if we don't have the links, at least we can put them into the portfolio that way.
Yeah, so mine's popped up there, so that's worked quite nicely. So I'm happy with that. But yeah, do let us know in the chat if and when your links come through, because that'll be a good time for us to move on to challenge 3, which is going to be to get those 2 pieces of work, and we're going to make a portfolio, and that's going to be pretty quick. That's only going to be a few minutes, so keep on working on your video in the meantime. That's mine. That's that one. Let me go back to my video and maybe show a couple of things. Actually, one thing I could show is how to put video in there. That might be quite useful. It is much easier to work with images and icons and stuff like that. But if you wanted to put some video in there, you could. See, I've just put in another scene there just by pressing the plus. If you want it to, if you want to move it about, it's that easy just to do that. Just grab it and move. I think that's the same on the iPad, isn't it? It does quite well there.
It does, yeah. You can just hold it and move it around. Right,
got you. And then for video, it will say, hey, where do you want to, where's this video that you want to get? And I've got one on my computer, which I downloaded from a free video site. What was the one you used, Paul?
It is called, let me just Pexels.
Pexels, yeah.
Pexels, yeah. I think it was the same one. Pexels.
Yeah.
Fantastic. For both video and images, fantastic free resource.
Yeah, Pexels is very good. But do get permission for your teacher for stuff like that. But here you see, I've loaded in a piece of video. I'll show you that again. Just go to video. Now, it's bizarre sometimes. Sometimes it'll show my my file screen. It's not actually showing it now. I don't know why it does that sometimes. But I've got one on my computer. I'm going to open it. On the iPad, it would go into your photo library and you could take one from there. And then here, for example, I've got this video of this kind of guy walking through a forest or whatever. Now I can decide how much video I put in just by stretching this out. I could then move the whole thing if I want to use a different section of that. And then I can click save, right? Then it'll put that, whatever selection I made, it'll stick it in there. And then once it's gone, come on, you can do it. Yeah. Now, if I record my voiceover, what's my voiceover here? Get outside and walk in nature. Well, I can remember that. I'm not that old yet. Get outside and walk in nature. It's beautiful outside, and especially today, it's really sunny. Right, so I purposely kind of did some extra talking at the end there because what I wanted to show you was the pencil button. You can do things like turn off the sound, loud, soft, or mute. You can do things like continue the clip into the next slide that you make, or you can trim it. Now, if you trim it, there's a really handy thing here. You can click this button which says align voice and video. That means that your voiceover and your video will be exactly the same length, and it is very handy because it means you won't have any sort of extra video at the end when all the voiceover is finished. You kind of want to get away from that. And then I'll click save. And just the same with, a photo or a piece of, the same with a photo. You can put text on the top of this as well. That's absolutely fine. So, you can press the plus in the middle and, I could get outside and walk in nature, take that. And again, stick it in there, change it to a caption, maybe. I always think captions are good on the full size photos. And then I'll probably take that down quite a lot in terms of size, and then just click and drag it, and then that pops up really nicely, and I've got exactly the length I want. It's matched exactly to my voiceover, and I've got my text on the top as well, and then it'll just go straight onto the next slide. Anything there, Paul, you want to show?
Yeah, if you want to fire it across, there's something great with the iPad because the iPad gives us a camera as well. What we can do is we can add video. So I'm just going to add in an icon, same way Dom did, but this one's done. Then if I click on the plus, I can then see, where are we? See, let me just replace this with some video. What I can do is I can open up my video. I can record myself.
Nice.
Flip the screen around, and this time I can record myself just saying, have dinner with friends. Once I hit stop,
nice.
That should be automatically saved to my camera roll. So if I go to my videos, I go to recents, there it is there, first one.
Yeah.
And I can edit that down. There we go. So have dinner with friends.
Right, so you get out the start and the stop on it.
Yeah, so it's there, and then at the side, then I can just add in the text. So have dinner with friends.
That's so cool.
So you can almost make like an explainer video if you wanted and add in your own video. Yeah. But just like Dom there as well, I have saved a bit of video from Pexels. You just choose the video, save it, import it in, and you've got your edit options at the top here as well. You can cut it, drag it along to whatever size you want, choose whatever piece you want. Hit done.
Very cool.
So very, very simple. There's loads of ways just to be creative as well, guys. So
yeah, very nice. Well, we have got loads of people sending in videos, which is great. Now, videos is a bit difficult one to do a shout out to because it means you have to watch them and put the sound on, and then you'll get my massive echo, which nobody really wants to hear. So what I'll do is I'll use this as a good time in order to start on our final one, our final challenge. Okay. So final challenge is create a media portfolio of your work. Okay. So in order to do that, I'm going to press the plus. I'm going to go down to web page because I'm aware that we've got about 15 minutes left. So I'm going to keep this really, really simple. And so I'll put Safer Internet Day, because you can call them, both of these are very suitable for Safer Internet Day 2023. add a subtitle. I'll stick my name on. You don't have to put your name on if you don't want. Now, there are different ways to format this header. If you press the plus there, it will say short cover, split layout, or a photo. Now, I'm a sucker for the photo. I'm going to use photo. And then it'll just open up the photos on the side here. You can upload a photo if you've got one. Or you can search for things like internet. That might be quite good. And then, yeah, hang on a minute. This one's good. I like that because it's all those kind of Wi-Fi signals in the sky. I think that's pretty cool. Now that it's rendered, I'm happy. And it says down the bottom, scroll to start writing your story. So I'm going to do that. And I think I'll start off with some text. And then I'll put like, here are my 2 challenges with Dom and Paul. There you go. There we go. Right. Now the text looks pretty boring at the moment. So you can format it. Now, if you've got a really short sentence, my advice would be format it in the biggest way possible if it's a really short sentence. So you've got header 1, which is really big. Header 2, not quite as big. The quote function is a good one as well, but I think maybe not for here. So I'm going to do header 1, and I'm also going to center it because that not being centered really gets my goat. I find out more and more like just how absolutely shocking I am with stuff like that. Now, you can reposition text in the header if you want. Maybe I'll put that at the top. So it's kind of in the water there, which is quite cool. And then here are my 2 challenges. Now, the way I'm going to do this is really simple. I'm going to do split layout twice. Okay, so the first one's going to be about the magazine. So maybe here I'll do text. So it's dead easy. Just you can have a photo on one side. You can flip this around as well if you want. I'll get rid of that for now. I'll put my text in and I'll put something like challenge 1. Maybe I'll use the format, you know, the sort of quote format there. And so challenge 1 was make a magazine cover. Right. Now there's 2 ways you can put your magazine cover in here. Okay. One is you could add it in as an image. So if I upload a photo, you can't see my download box here, but here's my magazine cover. And it opens up straight there like that. Now, because the magazine is a slightly different size to the box on the left, it will cut things out. So that's where you need to make a choice then. It's which part of the image you want to use. So click on it. Go down to focal point. And then if I want to see the top bit, because I think that's got the logo and the text and stuff, drag that circle you see there right up to the top. Keep it pretty center, press save. And then I'm quite happy with that. I think that works quite well. The other way you can do it is you can put it kind of inset in here. And here I could go to upload photo again, and it's on my machine. It'll be on your machines as well. And then it'll put it in kind of small version there. But actually, there is a third way of doing it. And you go to button, not 1, not 2, but 3, right? And then it says add your text, and then you can put like magazine cover. Click me, right? And then here's my magazine link. Go back to my page and put it in the box underneath. And then I'm going to center that box. There you go, magazine cover. Click me. So that's how you would showcase your first challenge and also put your kind of header thing in. And if you want to preview it, just before I kick it over to Paul, you can press present at the top. And then here it'll load up and it's going to look really nice. Save for Internet Day 2023 by me. Here are my 2 challenges with Dom and Paul. Challenge number 1, and there it is. And also the button is there as well, which I'm quite happy with. Right, Paul, show them the magic.
Okay, so guys, this is the 3rd app. It is Spark Page. So if we click on Spark Page, it opens up all of our ones there. Again, just like Spark Video, we've got the themes as inspiration on the left and the big blue plus icon. We'll click on the plus, and that is just starting a brand new page. So like Dom, we're going to add in a title, Safer Internet Day. Okay, subtitle can be by Paul. There we go, perfect. And I am a sucker for an image as well. So what we're going to do is I am just going to choose find free images again. So let's cancel find free images and we'll search for internet. Perfect.
There's all sorts of things you can search for there, isn't there? Like VR headsets comes up with good ones actually.
Yeah. I really like this one with the mobile phone. Kind of gives us all the apps and things that we use on the internet every day.
Yeah.
Let's choose that one. Great. And it says start scrolling to start my story. So I just scroll down and I'm going to add in some text. Okay, so here are my challenges with Dom and Paul.
Nice.
There we go. Perfect. Now, if I just click on that, guys, you can see at the top of my screen, this is where all my formatting is. If I click on H1, changes it there. I can make it bold if I want. I can make it italic if I want. We go H2. I like H1, so we're going to do that. And we're going to also center it there just for Dom. Okay, so perfect. We'll just close that. And again, we've got a little plus here at the bottom. So I'm going to click on that plus and I'm going to go for split layout. The very back there. So we've got split layout. Now, with the iPad, I am going to click on add my image. And this will pop up. I'm just going to hit the back one and it's going to choose this time on my iPad. So remember, I told you to save your internet post or your magazine cover to the iPad. And then we can upload it then that way. So there we go. We've got it uploaded perfect. And that's lovely inside.
Yours fills the screen really nicely.
It does on the iPad, which is great. Then just add in the text. So challenge one. Challenge one. And again, we can change that to the quotes. And we will.
So when you put any text in on the iPad, that those options at the top are just always there, aren't they?
Always there, yeah. So magazine cover. Okay, and then just like Dom, I will just show you as well. The third way is the button. So just write my cover and click me, just the way Dom did it. And then we just put in our code, our link there. So whatever link that you have, just paste it in. It'll paste on there. Okay, so I just need to go and get mine. So I've got one from the other day that I put into my notes.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so there we go. If I just copy the link, paste it in there. There we go. Center the button up.
Just for me.
And that's it done. There we go. Okay, so guys, at the very top of my screen, I have a little play button. I can preview mine as well. And there we go. So we can just scroll down. It looks very cool.
Yeah.
Click on the magazine. And it all opens up there like that.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Stop.
Yeah. Okay, right. So next thing is I'm just going to do another split layout here. And the way I do that is just to scroll down and then just do split layout again. And the reason why this one's going to be slightly different is because I've got my video link here. And this is going to be quite cool. So I'm going to grab that, copy it. Now I can put that in as a video. Right, so I can just click it in and watch this. Yeah, there's my video straight in there. And then I can just build out this page just by pressing the plus, dead easy, go to text, challenge 2. Now, what I will say is, please keep the formatting the same because otherwise I'll get really upset. So keep the formatting the same, please. Make a video using Express, something like that. It doesn't really matter what you're saying there, really. And then on the right-hand side, the free image I'm going to search for is something like video editing. There we go. Yeah, someone there editing video like a boss, like you guys, which I'm really happy with. And then, I mean, that's pretty much it, really. You can mess around with things like edit 2. Maybe that would be good for these ones. But if you do change it, do make an old man happy and change it the same everywhere else. I'm the old man and make me happy. Right. And you could also make a button for your video, but because you can play it in there, There's not really a load of point of doing that, but you know, click my video, can do, and it'll open it up in a separate page. Maybe that's why you would do it, so you can open it up in a separate page. And again, very, very similar to before. You know, you can present, see all your work, see what it looks like, scroll from section to section, look at my little button. There's my challenge 2. If I click that video, it's going to pop up. You can play that without even leaving the page, which is really nice. I love that feature. And then press escape to come out of that. And then to share is the same as everything else. Oh, by the way, yeah, themes. Paul likes a nightcap, don't you, Paul?
I do like a nightcap.
He does like a nightcap. I'm a Trek man. I'm a Trek man most of the time. That one works. Yeah, I quite like that. So it'll just change things like the font. It'll change things like colors, and it'll change things like quote functions. You can see this one's now capital letters, for example. But just have a scroll through and see which one you like. Baldwin's got a good one as well, actually, and so is Chris. So yeah, have a look. But when you're ready, press share, publish and share link, and then create a link. These ones normally take, you know, not very long at all. Famous last words. That I should never say that on a live stream. I mean, that's a silly thing to say on a live stream, but it did work. Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, and then you can press copy for your link, and again, it just opens up in a page. It's already published. Boom! Check that out. Paul, show them, please.
Yep. Okay, so guys, I just did the same thing as Dom. I've added my video link in there. It's the same way. We just go to video and we just paste our video link in there, and it will pop up the same way. We can hit play and it goes like that. I've just added in an image as well. We do the same thing with the image. If I tap on it here, I can hit replace. We search for whatever image we want. Easy enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the themes are slightly different on the iPad. It's the little magic wand at the top. Click on the little magic wand and then just change the theme. And you can see now that my theme is automatically updated for me. I can change it to whatever I want. So we'll keep it nightcap. And then the final thing is upload. It's always on the iPad going to be a box with an arrow pointing up. So click on that, then I can create and publish link. And it should take no time at all. Hopefully, just depends on the speed of your internet and the speed of your iPad as well.
Yeah, very cool. Right. What I'm going to do is just very briefly. Nice. There it is, and you can copy that. It's already been a clipboard, which is great. Right. Yep. Let's go on here. Let me just show you a few that people have sent in already. Alexis, nice work. Magazine cover. Love the image on the left-hand side. Got your video in there. This is brilliant. Another one. Harry Alexander, good image on the top. My 2 challenges. You might want to make that big. Then you've got your link to your magazine, which is cool. Opens up in a link. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, nice. And then you've got your video in there, which I'm really happy with as well. And then we've got another one here. This is really simple. This is what we like. Skylar. And we got challenge with Dom and Paul. Challenge number 1. Challenge number 2. Both as buttons. Brilliant. You can click that one. It'll go to an external page. Open it up. Sweet. I'm really happy with that. Right. Last thing to tell you, because we're just about to wrap up. We've got about a minute. This is great. We've done well here. Right. What I'm going to tell you is, if you complete at least 2 out of 3 of these challenges, Paul is going to get in his car. He's going to drive to your school, and he's going to drop off a massive bag of swag. Isn't that right, Paul?
That's right. Yep. I'm going to get in the car. I'm going to get on the ferry. I'm going to cross on the ferry. I'm going to get off at Liverpool. And I'll drive and I'll find you.
I'll find you. I'll find you. That's like a film. Yeah, I love it. So yeah, I'm going to send out an email to all of your teachers. Say thanks very much for coming. You know, this is how you get the swag. So do pester your teacher. Hey, where's my swag? Pester your teacher. Really appreciate you coming. Do sign up for the next ones. It's World Book Day next. Who doesn't like World Book Day? There's loads more. British Science Week. What's the other one? International Women's Day, of course. That's the one I'm most looking forward to, because we are going to do an incredible graphic for that. But thank you very much for coming. Really appreciate it. Paul's going to sign us off with a line of wisdom, because Paul's full of it. Paul, are you ready?
Guys, have fun. That's the main thing.
Class. I love it. Right. Thank you. Over and out. And make sure you keep on sharing your work and pester your teacher for all that love.